Have you ever stopped to consider why we spend roughly one-third of our lives in a state of unconsciousness? It's quite bewildering when you think about it. We're talking about sleep, of course, that sweet respite, that daily escape into the realm of dreams. But have you ever paused to ponder on the enigma that is sleep? It's a ubiquitous part of our lives, yet it still remains shrouded in mystery. Consider this. A person who lives to the ripe old age of 90 will have spent around 30 to 35 years of their life sleeping. That's a third of their existence, spent in a state that we don't fully comprehend. It's as if every night we willingly slip into a void, surrendering our consciousness to the unknown. What an intriguing paradox, isn't it? Now, some of you might be thinking, isn't this a colossal waste of time? Could we not be doing something more productive instead? The answer, as it turns out, is not as straightforward. While it might seem like we're doing nothing during sleep, our bodies and brains are actually hard at work. Sleep is a crucial part of our daily routine, a time for the body to rest, recover, and rejuvenate. But then this brings us to another intriguing question. How much sleep do we really need? And perhaps even more interestingly, how many times a day should we sleep? Should we be following the monophasic sleep pattern that most of us are accustomed to, or should we consider switching to polyphasic sleep, like some of the great geniuses of our time? These are all fascinating questions that we will be exploring in this video. But for now, let's return to our original query. Why do we sleep? Is it merely a biological necessity, or is there more to it? Are we perhaps missing out on some hidden benefits of sleep simply because we don't fully understand its importance? So does this mean we're wasting our lives away in dreamland? Let's delve deeper. To understand why we sleep, we need to dive into the science behind it. When we slide under the covers and close our eyes, our bodies are just getting started. You see, during sleep, our brain goes through a series of stages, each with its unique purpose. The initial stage of sleep is a light sleep, where we're easily awakened. It's a gentle transition from wakefulness to sleep, like dipping your toes in a pool before diving in. Then we descend into deep sleep, where brainwaves slow down and it's harder to wake up. This stage is crucial for feeling refreshed in the morning. It's when the body repairs muscles and tissues, stimulates growth and development, boosts immune function, and builds up energy for the day ahead. From deep sleep, we move into REM sleep, named for the rapid eye movements that occur. This stage is the dream factory, where our minds weave intricate stories. But REM sleep isn't just about dreams. It plays a key role in learning and memory function. It's when our brain consolidates and processes information from the day before so that it can be stored in our long-term memory. Throughout the night, we cycle through these stages multiple times, each stage playing its part in keeping us healthy and alert. But it's not just our brain that's busy while we're sleeping. Our bodies are hard at work too. Hormones are released that help regulate growth, metabolism, and stress levels. A hormone called melatonin signals to our bodies that it's time for sleep, helping us maintain our natural circadian rhythm. Sleep also benefits our mental health. It helps regulate our emotions and can lower stress and anxiety levels. Skimping on sleep can lead to mood swings, difficulty concentrating, and over time can contribute to mental health disorders. So it's clear that sleep isn't just a time out from our busy lives. It's a critical function that keeps us healthy and functioning at our best. Now that we understand why we sleep, the next question is, how much sleep do we actually need? This question may seem simple, but the answer is more complex than you might think. The National Sleep Foundation recommends that newborns sleep between 14 to 17 hours a day, while infants should get 12 to 15 hours. Toddlers require 11 to 14 hours, and preschoolers need 10 to 13 hours. As for school-age children, they should get 9 to 11 hours of sleep, while teenagers need 8 to 10 hours. Adults, including the elderly, should aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. But why do these numbers matter? Well, sleep isn't just about recharging your body for the next day. It's a critical time when your body gets to work repairing cells, consolidating memories, and even cleaning up the brain of toxins that build up during the day. What happens when you don't get enough sleep? Sleep deprivation can lead to a slew of health problems, from obesity and diabetes to heart disease and even certain cancers. It can affect your mood, memory, and cognitive function, making it harder to concentrate and make decisions. Not to mention, it can make you feel downright miserable. On the other end of the spectrum, oversleeping isn't great either. Regularly sleeping more than the recommended amount can also lead to health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, and increased risk of death. So, how do we ensure we're getting the right amount of sleep? The key is consistency. Establishing a regular sleep schedule where you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day can help regulate your body's internal clock and improve the quality of your sleep. Remember, the quality of your sleep is just as important as the quantity. So, make sure your sleeping environment is quiet, dark, and cool, and try to avoid screens, caffeine, and heavy meals close to bedtime. So, while it may seem like a good idea to skimp on sleep to fit more into our day, it's clear that we need to prioritize getting a sufficient amount of sleep each night. Because, as it turns out, sleep is not a luxury but a necessity. But what if we could alter the way we sleep to gain more awake hours in our day? Enter the concept of polyphasic sleep. Polyphasic sleep is an intriguing concept where sleep isn't just a single long nightly event, but broken up into multiple periods throughout the day. This is a departure from the monophasic sleep pattern most of us are accustomed to, which involves one substantial sleep period within a 24-hour cycle. Polyphasic sleep has been known to exist in various forms. The most commonly discussed are the everyman, the Uberman, and the Dymaxion cycles. The everyman cycle, for instance, consists of a single longer sleep period supplemented with several 20-minute naps throughout the day. The Uberman and Dymaxion cycles, on the other hand, propose even shorter but more frequent sleep periods. The potential benefits of polyphasic sleep are enticing. Advocates argue that it can increase the number of productive hours in a day, boost creativity, and lead to heightened alertness. Some even claim that famous figures like Leonardo da Vinci and Nikola Tesla practiced polyphasic sleep, though historical evidence for this is somewhat murky. However, before we get too excited about the prospect of extra waking hours, it's important to consider the potential drawbacks. Skeptics suggest that polyphasic sleep could lead to sleep deprivation due to the reduction in total sleep time. They also warn about the difficulties of adhering to such a rigid sleep schedule and the potential social implications of being awake at unconventional hours. Culturally, polyphasic sleep is not a new concept. Many Mediterranean and Latin American cultures have long practiced a form of biphasic sleep, incorporating a midday siesta into their daily routines. Certain professions, like sailors and emergency workers, have also adopted polyphasic sleep patterns out of necessity. So, could polyphasic sleep be the key to unlocking more productive hours in our day? It's certainly food for thought. To sleep or not to sleep, that is the question. As we wrap up our exploration into the enigma of sleep, we're left with some fascinating insights. It turns out that sleep, this seemingly inactive state, is a crucial part of our lives. It's not a passive process where we just switch off for a few hours, but an active, essential function that our bodies need for restoration, rejuvenation, and even survival. We've learned that while the numbers might vary from person to person, the ideal sleep duration for an adult is around 7 to 9 hours a day. This precious time allows our bodies to perform vital tasks, including muscle repair, memory consolidation, and the release of hormones that regulate growth and appetite. But the question still lingers: how many times a day should we sleep? We dived into the concept of polyphasic sleep, a sleep pattern favored by some of the world's greatest minds. This involves sleeping multiple times in a 24-hour period, rather than one long stretch at night. While it might not be for everyone, it's another fascinating facet of sleep that shows just how complex and diverse our sleep needs can be. So while it might seem odd that we spend about 1/3 of our lives in a state of unconsciousness, it's clear that sleep is anything but a waste of time. It's a necessary function that our bodies need to stay healthy and function at their best. It's not just about the quantity of sleep, but also the quality and finding the right balance that works for you. In this ever-busy world, it's easy to view sleep as a luxury that can be sacrificed for more productive hours in the day. But as we've discovered, sleep is far from being a luxury. It's a necessity. The value of a good night's sleep cannot be overstated, It's the foundation of our health, our well-being, and our ability to function at our best. So the next time you're tempted to pull an all-nighter, remember, sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Sweet dreams, everyone.